Hello, everyone.
Hi guys, apparently we're live, yeah?
We are, mate. I believe so.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Good to see you. Good to see everyone. How was your Sunday, mate? Enjoy it?
Yeah, nice day, nice day. In and out of the football with kids as it always is, sort of half on in the background, and went for a little dog walk at one point.
Yeah,
But no, enjoyable. The usual lockdown weekend.
yeah, exactly. Same there. Basically, just doing nothing.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much, pretty much. But it's better than working, I guess.
yeah, exactly.
There is that. John Shanley, the dream team. Hello, everyone. Audie, all the normal guys. Craig Kemp, Auto Recluse, Adam English, Edward Healy. That's is that Spud? I believe that is Spud.
I've no idea. No, I know Spud is Ed ChampMan Fantasy, isn't it? Is that the
Yeah,
same?
I think it's the
Okay,
same one.
fine. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Nice guy. Did you have Unsworth in your team this week, Luke?
I did not.
Any dead
No,
team?
no, I did not. Sadly, I didn't see that one coming.
Oh, man, I mentioned it on the stream for like a brief second, but I had it written down on a bit of paper. Mention the Unsworth for a tip, and you know that we said that after the
Yeah,
stream, but it wasn't.
I can confirm. Andy mentioned the words to me. Oh, I forgot to say my tip, which was David Unsworth this week. And then when I ran the sim and saw the scores, I was like, "You bastard!" Yeah, no, that was mental. But I've
Ridiculous.
preached it a long time, man. The penalties in this game, and anyone who runs it can tell you that they are ludicrous sometimes, and it hasn't happened all that often. I think we've had two penalties in a game before. Pretty sure we've had that before.
Ian
Um,
Hart's got two, isn't he? I think.
yeah, often
There
I
you
think
go.
Slakovic got two once and maybe missed one, which
Yeah,
he seems to do, and I think Phillips might have had two as well at some point.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Edward Healy is Gunnar, of course he is. Idiot. I knew that anyway. That's me. And yeah, they can just go mad sometimes. So if we have seasons where you look at the goals and like Shearer's got 36 goals, and you're like, how the fuck has that happened? I know he's good and he scored a load of goals, and you look at it and he's got like 14 penalties and he's converted them all, and you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, imagine that happened. So yep, just by having a penalty taker in your team, it could happen. I mean, I've seen sims where Richard Rufus has hit 10 goals. So
Amazing. Yeah. Did you see as well? I think you were tagged in it. Someone like said, "Oh, I hope this happens in our game sometime," and it was Ian Hart scoring three
yeah,
pens. Who was that? Do you know?
I can't remember who it
Remember who
was
it
now
was?
on Twitter, but he actually tweeted it obviously before the games, and obviously I know the scores, so I didn't want to like, comment, do anything on it in case anyone read into it. So I was just looking like, oh right, yeah, that's interesting.
Give it
Yeah.
any clue at all? Yeah, yeah.
No, exactly.
That's got to be worth something. Oh, or something.
Probably.
Yeah, any horrible
Yeah.
where you have to resim everything.
Exactly. People read into everything, even the leaks. It's like, this leak, I found the team interesting. Do not pay attention to the scores. They might get battered. And everyone's like, believe in the leak. Richie Partridge straight in. It's like, oh, God.
I know, it's crazy.
Wow.
Can you click on the game, the Everton game?
I can, yes.
Have a look at it. Just carnage. I mean, after that red card, it was just ridiculous, wasn't it? I mean, 19 shots as well, was it? I think.
Yeah, I mean, that is mental for Everton, isn't it? 17 on target. It could have been even more, considering three of the goals were penalties. So they could have scored a lot more from open play. The funny thing is that it was 1-0 until the sending off.
Mm.
And then it just went mental. And I've actually squeezed in the goals in the comms just because it's so hard. Otherwise, these guys would be overriding. There's so many 90th minute goals this week. So when they've actually come out and said it's like the 74th minute, it actually happened in probably much later or in the 90th. So here, for example, the goals were right at the end. I mean, literally the last kick of the game was the hat trick, which I know it kind of was in the comms, but like I say, there was quite a few games where the goals were like 90th minute. Like Bellion scored in the 90th minute, even though
That was good drama as well. To be
yeah,
honest. And on a normal week, that would have been the main talking point,
it
really.
was, yeah, and there was definitely another one. There's quite a lot, so many injuries in that game.
Injury as well, yeah.
God, fucking Leeds,
Oh,
awful.
you're injured, 90 minutes.
Yeah, Veron's was the 85th, so a little bit later, but it was impossible to squeeze all the drama in, especially when you try and do penalties and build up the drama. Will he score? Who's taking it? Then has he scored? It's almost three tweets
Yeah.
for a penalty. So to fit them all in on the minute means you have to stretch out the games. But
Should have left it 5 minutes just us hanging about who got the pen and whether it was
yeah,
Unsworth
it's
hat trick.
true.
But
I was thinking of Irons and Mo. They give enough, and I didn't want to keep them up all night until like 11 o'clock at night talking about penalties on a fake game. But there we go. Probably should
yeah,
have.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
this
apart
one
from
was
that,
it.
oh, there we
Villa,
go. Yeah,
the
of
two goals
course.
were really late here as well.
It's just loads of stuff happening. Oh. I mean, all the goals for me. Apart, I had Simon Davis goal, and that was it. The rest was just blank central. I think if you didn't have Unsworth, it it was low scoring. I mean, he put the average up slightly, but
Yeah.
apart from that,
Yeah, I can't believe
not
how many
many.
people own Dunsworth. We were talking about this, weren't we? I was in shock when I run it. I thought there was like a few people that had jumped on that bandwagon earlier when Everton had like a good run and maybe just hadn't got rid. But yeah, I mean, so
But
many teams I'm seeing had
is
it.
it the Twitter effect though? Isn't it like you see Unsworth with a 26 pointer, and then everyone posts it, and if people have got 30 points, they're like, oh, I won't bother posting it.
Yeah, exactly. Iron saying the Veron penalty tweet was genius. Yeah, that was me being a bit evil because obviously Van Nistelrooy to take it and he was going to blank potentially and everything, so I thought I'd tease that one. Thank you for that. Craig Kemp, what was he saying? How long till Is it finally scores a penalty when managers own him? God knows. Could be this week, of course.
Hat-trick of pens for Is it this week?
Yeah, it could be. You never know. Petkov, 4, Andy. How do you feel about that? 4 goals for Petkov incoming.
It probably happened. It might even my luck.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had Smith and Viduka for 2 plum fixtures, and both blanks both weeks. Oh,
Yeah,
killing me. It's killing me.
My only goal this week was Alan Shearer. That is all I had. So yeah, you had Simon Davies, I had Shearer, and that is it. The rest of my points came from bonus. I ended up with about 40 in the end for my dead team, despite me having 3 players injured currently. So I've only got my 4.5 midfielders, but it didn't make a difference this week.
Really. So you outscored me again this week.
I think I did, mate.
When I nice one.
Yeah, it's Gareth Southgate Desai didn't play, did he? Gareth Southgate and the Bolton defenders, basically. Although, did they keep a clean sheet this week? I can't remember if they did. No. Oh, yeah, they lost 1-0.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Gardner still picked me up bonus, though, with an 8. That's a bit jammy, to be fair.
Galley's put in some good performances recently.
He's decent, isn't
he? Yeah. He's doing well on my bench.
Decent. Right, let's get to it, guys. We know why you're here.
Yeah, probably bigger audience, and then they'll probably disappear once we reveal the League Cup fixture.
Yeah,
right.
I was going to say it was for your robe and face, but we'll move on and say League Cup then.
I'm willing to wear a robe once I have a decent week in ChampMan, and that's not happening.
Well, let's hope it gets donned at least once. Here's the League Cup results. I'm about to click it.
Boom! Quarterfinals. Can you see it? Anyone probably noticed it already.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to click on the main one?
Liverpool won 2-0, which means the double game week is on. It is confirmed.
It is confirmed. Not much to plan for it. Only a couple of weeks to plan for it, but the double game week 17 with Bolton and Arsenal is on.
Arsenal
terrible game.
Stunning, as they often are away, but Liverpool played. I think that's their first team at the moment because they've got so many injuries. I think that was pretty much their exact. I think Partridge and Murphy was the only. Partridge was left wing and Murphy played right wing, wasn't it? It was about the only difference in the league this week. And Arsenal played this team. Richard Wright actually played in goal, so maybe he's coming back.
He's the cup keeper, is he?
Yeah. Well, it looks like that's their full team, so maybe he's finally come into it. But
people with Manninger and Holloway, and they just get screwed over by Richard Wright.
That would be incredible, wouldn't it? Just for the double, it would be mental. Tikhonov played up front, but the reason, as far as I can tell, is the fact that Arsenal had no fit forwards for this game whatsoever. So Tikhonov, who has got forward left, played up. I don't expect that will happen again, but that's probably why.
Cool. So now it's ploughing into Arsenal and Bolton assets.
It looks that way. Let's just go through these quickly. Ipswich beat Everton 2-1. A bit of a rep team here from Everton. Little bits. Clark, Nyarko, Pembridge, Gennell. Ipswich played Doherty up front.
Nice. Hopefully they'll do that again this week because they got a good fixture this week.
Yeah, Reed was in goal again, so maybe he comes back. It's hard to tell with the League Cup. Holland assist. Gunnarsson was back. They did play Winnis, so some randomness in there.
Bit of rotation, yeah.
Manchester United beat Watford 4-2. What's funny about this is they rolled out their entire B team pretty much, Man United, apart from the keeper, and Beckham's obviously part of the B team now, and he obviously just dominated the game.
Nice. It is York and Cole, isn't it, when they go B team? So Dwight York's like Rickard a bit.
Yeah, the only time York will ever really get the rest is when they go for that crazy one where they literally just play Woolwork at centre back and Webber and all those lot up top. But yeah, York's more nailed than. I guess you could say he's more nailed than Van Nistelrooy, although he does rotate with Cole anyway sometimes, doesn't he? When's the last time Cole played? It's been quite a while, isn't it? 4 games? It's not
I can't remember seeing him in any Premier League Premiership game. That's all.
Well, yeah, he's obviously appeared but not done anything. He's on the way out, isn't he? Yeah, Beckham goal and assist 10.
Nice.
Petkov with his customary assists.
Did Watford pretty much play? No, the rest of the few. Galley's not there.
Noel Williams started ahead of Helgeson.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Spurs beat Leeds. What was funny here, I noticed, first of all, Spurs played an entire rotated team. Look at that. James Barber's a 16-year-old right winger, for example. This guy, Pedrino, actually started the season.
I remember Pedrino from last year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dreadful. Armstrong got rolled out.
Wow.
Yeah. Everson still played, though, which is interesting because he's been playing, he's been starting in the league as well. So that's interesting.
Andy Rushbury.
Andy Rushbury, yeah.
He's decent, actually. He's all right.
He's not too bad. He's not too bad. So Leeds played close to their first team, a few little bits here or there, and Viduka still didn't score, but he got a 9. And look at this: 23 headers, 13-1, 5 key, 8 shots, 5 on target. What more can this guy do?
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, mental.
Full team. So
it's pretty much full, isn't it? Heart for Singh, but we know that happens. The rest of it's looking pretty much like it could do normally with the amount of injuries they've had. Maybe Harry Kewell for Berkovic, that's about it.
And the worst thing about that is that Leeds have gone full team and it's gone to extra time. So now they're all knackered for the Saturday fixture, right?
Yeah, and look, they rolled out Fernando to take the final penalty like you would do. This guy, he's been causing mayhem since he signed because I think his potential ability is really high. You can tell that he's getting good, but we've talked about it before. It's in most of the wrong areas, like creativity 20. You don't really need that as a centre back. He's got some okay ones, but he caused Woodgate, for example, who was quite popular this week because Leeds were expected to get a clean sheet, to not play.
Yeah.
And then he came on, didn't he? Or Woodgate got subbed on.
Woodgate came on. Yeah. Love that.
Yeah. Interesting. Right, so the fixtures now for the quarterfinals are Chelsea, Middlesbrough, Spurs, Villa, Liverpool v Ipswich, and Man United versus Sheffield United. So Man United will probably rotate in that game, but probably win. Liverpool, you would say the same. Chelsea, Middlesbrough's too tough to call, and Spurs, Villa's probably too tough to call because they could just rep, couldn't they? All of these teams could do it, so you never know.
Yeah. So looking at that, then it's pretty likely that Man U get to the semi.
Yeah.
And then they're one away from the final, which means if we get to the League Cup final, that's a blank later in the season.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
Which means then a double.
Later on, in the back end of the season. Yeah. And if they're still in the Champions League group's tough, innit? If they're still in the Champions League, that could cause chaos later on then.
It is, and that's what happens. That could happen to like a treble game week 37, which I see quite regularly. If Man U get to the semis of the Champions League Cup final, and then have a couple of FA Cup replays, that's when you get the treble game week 37. So that's why I'm always a bit reluctant, whilst Man U are in the competitions, just to play the triple captain.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Peerless Beard, there was something in the air that night. His pen was shouted, Fernando. Love that. And they don't.
Yeah, so I mean, this double game week, I know Henry is tempting for the triple captain, but for me, if Man U are still in every competition, then I wouldn't do it yet. But then you've got
Derby had a treble, didn't they? And even most of their dodgy assets ended up with a pretty decent score. So yeah, it's something to think about, definitely.
But then the problem again is that if you get to treble game week 37 and they're still in the competitions, then they'll rotate anyway, especially if they're in the league. So
yeah, if the Champions League semis, they'll even rotate if it's away to Arsenal, for example. They can do that. It doesn't matter about rep in those games. It's a different kind of rotation. One for the chat. What rep is Watford on? I shall bring that up very briefly. Andy can't see this, but they are on 12, almost the very bottom. Man City are the worst. Watford just above. So yeah, I guess you're asking because Leeds are at home to Watford, right? So yeah, it is a rep game. It is. Doesn't mean it will happen, but it definitely is one. Right, let's go through the squads really quickly then.
Be interesting to see Leeds' fitness after they play the full team. Will they get there?
Yeah, nice. Who's Mo saying? Mo, Arsenal rep game versus Bolton. Well, Bolton have just gone on to the edge of 13, which means it's probably a little bit less chance. But if you actually look at the background numbers, it's 63 points out of 10,000 that they're into 13. If they drop those 63 points, they will be a rep 12. So I don't know whether the engine takes that into account or not, whether it takes this all of this total. Seems to more just be this, but it could do. Either way, there's a big enough difference for it to happen. It doesn't have to be 12, as we've talked about before. So yeah, it could happen in the double for sure. Plus, also you can get injuries in the game, anything, can't you? Where they then don't play the next game. There's training in between it as well, where we know lots of injuries can happen that we're just never going to know about. So yeah. And Arsenal rotate in general. To be fair, a lot of their players rotate. Yeah,
it's awkward. It is awkward, but I think that Bolton's got the tough fixtures if they're double.
Yeah, I really like Bolton as a team, and I would love to steam into them for the double, but their fixtures they're fucking tough, both of them. I mean, I think for them, you kind of, like the likes of Colin Cooper, obviously you'll play him if you've got him, and you could just get like a couple of 8s and 9s and some bonus out of it and get a decent return, but equally they could get spanked like 3 or 4-0 each time and end up with some minus.
Yeah, I mean, you still expect Cooper to get 5 or 6 points, so it's no brainer to start him. But to get any more than that with those fixtures, I think it's difficult. Like, I mean, I've got UC. I'll probably look at one more Bolton asset, probably Cooper or Gardner. You can maybe get something. And then I've got Ashley Cole, so I'll look to get Thierry Henry after this week.
Nice.
Not sure if I want to go midfielder or not. We'll see when we get there.
Yeah, Pires is the buzz, isn't he? I do like. I think Pires, Henry, Ashley Cole is your prime 3. Lauren could probably do a job. He's not as nailed as Ashley Cole, but I think that's obviously your optimum 3. Goodman saying, did Arsenal rep this week against Sunderland? I think there's a chance that this was a little bit of a rep game. Sunderland are obviously 12 and low. Holloway came back into the team. Lee Dixon played. Lundberg doesn't play every game. Same for Parler, but you can put that down just to general rotation. So you could argue it's tough to know because of the goalkeeper situation. Arsenal's obviously so up in the air. Dixon makes me think that a chance, but then Lauren's on the bench, and often when there's a rep game, the players just won't even be on the bench. They won't even feature. So it's hard to know whether that was partial rep or just a random few players that happen, as CM does across the season. We've talked about it so many times. Like 35 games is basically the max you'll get for nearly every player.
Yeah, I mean, the Arsenal fans are fuming with that rotation.
I mean, look at this again. They should have won the game easily. 5 shots on target, and they've scored with 3 of them. And it's like all the sim data is like Sunderland will struggle to score this week. They'll struggle to score this week. And it's right, to be fair. 5 shots is probably more than I would expect them to get, but then they've scored with 3 of them, man. It's just, you can't legislate for that, to be honest. I mean, if you go by the ratios here, Everton should have won about 15-0. Not Manninger, guys. Come on, he's nailed, says Pep. God, have you been playing this game, Pep?
Yeah, I mean, can you go in Arsenal? You can't go in Arsenal keeper for the double.
No, I've sort of.
You cannot do it.
We saw it with Reed and Brannigan. If a keeper's not nailed, as in they're not playing they haven't played literally 15 out of 15 outside of a complete rep game, then they're a risk, and they could drop at any point. It's like Weaver and Nash could change at any point. The Leicester keeper, Flowers and Walker, is it? Yeah, they'll rotate. Even Martin and Robinson, a lot of them can just drop in and out at any time.
Yeah, but not that forward Bartes. He'll just always play and always do badly.
Yeah, I don't know why he does it. He's not. He's always terrible for me when I play as man. I always get rid of him.
I do completely.
Yeah,
shocking keeper.
Right.
I mean, you can play Carroll, can't you? Really?
Yeah, you can do. But there's Hugo Pinheiro, the cheap little. Is he from Holland? Isn't he? I think he is. You can get him straight away. He's really good. Gets really good. I like him. And Chiotis, is it? Can you get him in? I can't even get him in the Premier League. The Greek guy.
He's a free, isn't he?
No, he plays for AEK, I think, does he? Pretty sure it's AEK. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Right, so let's do the fixtures here quickly. Fixtures are, and nearly everyone's playing on Saturday this week. The teams with an extra day are Ipswich, Everton, Man City and Blackburn. And the teams with 2 days are Chelsea and Charlton. So.
And the top 2 meet on the Saturday.
Oh, they do, yes. Middlesbrough, Man United. Yeah. That is a tough game for both teams. I wouldn't like that. 0-0, 1-1, something like that, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be close. I really want Borough to win and get 9 points clear. But
that'd be epic. It's so funny that season 1 Middlesbrough almost won, and then in season 2, it's looking like that again already.
It's exactly the same how it's panned out.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
it's mad. Yeah, Pinheiro's from Portugal, of course he is. Yeah, I think he starts in. Did he start in the Dutch league to begin with? He starts in some absolute minnows. Let's see where he is actually. My curiosity now.
Go for it.
Yeah, Boa Vista. Yeah, he starts from Marinese. Those Portuguese, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah, he gets to Dees. He's already got Dees. Right. Arsenal then. So when do they play? They play today. And as you can see, forward wise, they're still struggling. Jeffers is out for 1 game, so he will be back for the double. Bergkamp is 100%. There's lots of players now 1 game away from a suspension.
Oh, that's interesting as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
if you got Lauren, he gets booked.
Lauren and Parla, and because there's games in between, isn't there? The UEFA Cup, there's a little bit of a break. Yeah, if they were to get their yellow on the 30th, it's 2 weeks, isn't it? Is that right?
Is yellow the same as red?
I think it is. I think it takes 2 weeks for it to come into effect.
Okay, fine, then it'll be 2 weeks then, yeah.
So they would still play against Bolton, is that right? Have they got their booking?
Yeah, it's only 11 days away, so I guess they can, yeah, be fine.
I think I'm right in saying that. Yeah. Tala assures me it's still 2 weeks, and it makes sense that any booking would be 2 weeks, because if that was the rule back then that was the rule. So I think that should be okay. If anyone in the chat knows any different, then by all means call it out. But I feel like they should be okay if they get a yellow and play.
And there's no future suspensions for Arsenal, is there?
No, there isn't anyone who's been sent off for Arsenal. Parla, Lauren, Basidas are all 1 yellow away. Thierry's 96. He was obviously a great captain this week. Anyone who dared to go there? I think he's a good captain this week as well. Probably not the best, but away to Spurs, he seems to love that fixture. Pires is 92%, but so yeah, he could not play, but I'd expect he probably would, especially considering Pennant's out as well, who's occasionally taken the right wing slot. Well, he's not out for sure, but it looks like he might be at 76%. And Canu's on 49, so he's below the 70, and he definitely won't play. But as he's a few days away, you'd expect that he'll be fine for the double as well.
Nice.
He would have missed it if he got booked against Sunderland. Goodman saying, okay. Yeah, I was thinking it was confusing me because a lot of people were saying that he might miss the double or 1 game in the double, but obviously he's past that now, so that's okay then. Aston Villa, there's no real news for anyone that's important.
Steve Staunton, mate. Come on.
1 week for that hip replacement.
The Lord.
Jesus. The decline.
Still hanging on to his contract there.
Desai's 34 and he's got ridiculously good stats still. That is tragic.
But then Steve Staunton can't play in the sun, so.
Blackburn, I think this is a new injury, and it is relatively significant for those that own Berg and Curtis and people like that who occasionally drop out. Tony Adams is out for 3 months.
Ooh, that's it. He's gone. That's the end of his career.
36 years old, 3 months torn groin. So when players don't train for 3 months at this sort of age, their stats can decline rapidly. With him, most of his stats declined forever because a lot of these stats are actually the mental ones. So bravery, decisions, determination, influence. These are all a mental stat, so those rarely go down. They'll stay really high throughout his career, as they are still now, but a lot of the other ones will start to disappear, which is obviously a bit tragic.
That's good. That is good for Berg owners, though, because a lot were starting to panic that he wasn't playing at all.
Yeah, only 8 games started, 3 as a sub, and he's actually done really well in terms of his average rating when he's played. So if you've got him, then yeah, that's probably a good thing for you.
Yeah, will it be Berg now to come in?
I would have thought so.
Like nailed.
Yeah, pretty nailed. I mean, no one's Weatherall's as you see, the only one who's played all 15 is Weatherall. Lasso obviously drops out when they play 3 at the back, but then Berg and Curtis has been 12 games. Berg's been 8. I think Curtis may have been injured at least once, but yeah, Curtis and Weatherall are the ones that are absolutely nailed, and I'd expect Berg would be.
Yeah. Are they both 4.5 or is Berg
I
5?
think one's 5. I think they're 5 and 4.5 maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't bode well for me either. I haven't trained for 3 months. Says Craig Kemp. Oh dear, mate. Massive decline in your stats. Mo saying Berg 4.5 is a nice nailed option now. Well, we're at decent, yeah. So I like that.
Yeah, it's good. It is good.
Oh, Peerless beard. Hope Tony doesn't turn to alcoholism again. Come on. CM Fantasy just says no, so I can only assume he's got Tony Adams.
Really? Wow. I mean, you would get Tony for the average rating, I think.
Yeah, I expect him to do a lot better than that, actually. He's doing all right. It's not bad. But in fact, his last few matches have been pretty fucking good, to be fair. But he started pretty poorly, I think. But he's just cracking into gear, and now he's got injured. Will Solano stay at right back? Well, they don't always play 4 at the back. But they tried to find a place for Solano, and it causes them issues. So similar to Newcastle, I think he played, 2 or 3 games at right back over the course of the season. It will occasionally happen. It's not a permanent thing. He's more likely to be right wing than any other place, but he can play left wing, centre midfield, and right back.
Poor Nobby, he just gets chucked around. You'll play there, Nobby, wherever you tell you. Yeah, wherever you tell us.
Put your trumpet down if I can get him right back. Anyone who doesn't understand that reference, yeah, he played a trumpet apparently. Do you remember that when Bobby Robson came out and said he plays his trumpet?
I kind of vaguely, I don't remember.
Yeah, Google it. I saw he came out and said Solano's like a lovely chap. All he does is play his trumpet or something like that. I was fucking cracking up.
Was that code for something else?
Yeah, that's what I thought at the time. Someone linked me a news article if they can find Nobby Solano and try. It may not have been a trumpet. It was definitely a musical instrument. I seem to remember trumpet.
I vaguely remember something like that, but yeah. I know that Bamford plays the violin in his spare time.
Oh, really? Is that true?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, to a high standard.
Oh, right. He looks like a proper posh boy, doesn't he?
Really posh. Like, I think, public school boy.
Yeah, definitely. He's called Patrick, for Christ's sake. Unless he's a pikey, he's going to be a posh boy, isn't
he? Yeah, he's a posh boy.
Who was asking for Ronald de Boer? Yeah, he's 100%. Bolton, who play today, and that's a pretty tasty fixture home to Newcastle. Newcastle are dreadful away. Carrick is 1 day with a chest injury. Pitts is 3 weeks injured, and he has been playing 6 games. So
yeah, he's been playing down that right flank, isn't
he? Yeah, the position they don't really have anyone who can play in.
Dawson now? No, it wouldn't be Dawson, would it?
Wouldn't have thought so. It might be Fox.
Someone was asking about Fox as well, and I don't know if you saw the questions earlier. Someone was saying, is Fox now nailed to start every game?
Well, the Pitts injury will have helped him. He's got another spot that's open to him. He played right wing back a few times here. I don't think he's nailed. He didn't come out nailed on pricing sims, but he did play quite a lot of the games. He's 34 years old, so probably start to dip towards the end, but that isn't saying much for Bolton assets because they're nearly all ancient, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, 4.5, decent.
Yeah, he's not bad. And he can play that AMC spot, which is obviously useful. But now they've signed that new striker who's pretty much nailed, Ramberg. That probably hinders him because then Pedersen will play the AMC slot as long as Wallace plays the striker. So that's Fox, if he plays, it's going to be right wing back or nowhere, I would have thought, actually, thinking about it now with that new striker. So, yeah, it might tail off now.
Yeah, it's quite a good position though, isn't it, to play that right wing back spot?
Yeah. No, decent. They create a lot of chances out there, don't they? Gardner obviously has done pretty well out there. Yeah. Hart does well. Singh does well even. So can do it. While he's at 87%, bollocks, I was going to play him. Yes, he's back. So I've got one of my injured players back, but I'm not sure I want him back because it's been shite. 87%. Yeah, when did they play? They played today. I mean, he's pretty much nailed most of the time, so he may play at that low percentage.
Okay. Especially and that will push. Who will that push out?
Well, Sherwood and Wally are the normal two, aren't they? And then Carrick comes in for one of them if one of them doesn't play. So
because Carrick's not fit anyway.
Yeah. So if Wally doesn't play, then I guess Fox could play centre midfield this week.
Okay.
Ramberg's stats. I shall show you Ramberg's stats. Where has he gone?
I mean, Bolton transfer is probably my transfer in this week. I've got 2 frees at the moment. I'm thinking just doing one and then rolling it ahead of the double game week, just in case you get any problems.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably between Cooper and Gardner, really, to be honest, for me.
Yeah.
I just don't know which one to go for at this stage. I really like Gardner, always have done. But Cooper, bonus points every single game. And if he gets a clean sheet, it's 9 points.
Yeah. Gardner's been really consistent with his 8s, but remember that I think the first game Gardner got a goal and 2 assists in his first game, so he has scored 2 goals since, but he hasn't done that much offensively. But he's been doing well for obviously bonus and clean sheets, whereas Cooper's got 6 man of the match
mad.
in 14
Absolutely
games.
mad.
That's 3 more than any other player.
Okay, I think regression's coming for Cooper, and I'm going to say Gardner is going to hit a bit more attacking form. So I'm going to go Gardner. Cooper can't keep it up. Surely not.
Go for the dream.
You can't have like 15 clean sheets, 15 man of the matches for Cooper.
What did Riders get last time? Was it like 9? I think it was 8 or 9, something like that. Pedersen's been a bit of a letdown so far, but I keep saying he is usually very, very consistent for sort of 15 to 20 goals, and he's not been having them at the moment. But I'm sure he won't let me down, and he'll come good at some point. Pretty sure. Come on, Emmerich. I priced you expensive for a reason.
Do you think you can go for attacking asset from Bolton in the double with the fixtures they have? I don't think you can.
You can chance it, but I think someone put in my Discord early sim data for the double, and I think Bolton had something like 0.3 goals on average away in the first game and 0.4 in the second or something like that. So you'll be lucky if you get 1 goal over the 2, maybe 2, and then you have to hope that that's your player. So, I mean, you could do it and chance it and just hope the sim data is complete. Well, the average, I should say, is off. And you just get one of those random ones where they score a few. But, I mean, if you're doing it for hits and stuff, it seems like it's probably not going to work out. No. Rod Wallace could get 2 penalties, though, couldn't he?
Really? I can't see it, but...
No, but he could. I mean, you've seen how the keepers go on in this game. They might only have 2 shots over it, but they could just both go in.
Yeah. Odds-wise, though, for me, I'm going to get one more defender in because I like the Newcastle fixture this week anyway. So I think Gardner could go mental in that. And then he's hanging around for the double. Hopefully get 4 or 5 points is what I'm hoping for. So
Gary Smith, this game week is 17 and that's not a double. And the next week... No, wait, this game week is 16, isn't it? Which is not a double. Yeah. And then 17 is the double. So the one after this one. But the thing is, Pedersen, you say Bolton's home to Newcastle, so if you look at it, it's just a block of like those 3 games. I think it's not bad, really.
Okay. I mean, this week's a great fixture. They can easily score 3 goals this week.
Yeah, home to Middlesbrough's not great, and then away to Charlton's obviously pretty good, but tough.
Another thing as well, I mean, would you think about the free hit? Do you think it's worth it? The fixtures.
Fixtures are a bit horrific this week for most, aren't there? There's a lot of good teams out there that aren't very well owned. We'll talk about it when we get to the fixtures.
Okay.
I've done a free hit. Yeah, we'll do that. Charlton, Bartlett after his goal is a few days out with a bruised thigh. So that's not good because he's at 41%. Kinsella's injured for 10 days, twisted ankle.
They do play Monday, I think, don't they?
They do. Yeah, you're right. 2 days. So. Yeah, we've had this before actually, where sometimes this guy Kinsella could go orange and therefore play at 90%. So don't completely rule Kinsella out. He could play if you've got him. Scott Walker's still out for 2 games for his ban. That means that they'll probably have Shitu or Al Joffrey at centre back, which makes them a little bit worse there as well.
Terrible team.
Yeah, pretty bad. You're still doing fine though. He'll probably play up front with Yule.
It's quick.
Yeah, he's not terrible. He's alright. If Kinsella doesn't make it, I imagine it will be John Robinson that plays at right wing. Brian Hughes can play at right wing. They could do that and then bring in what's his face, Jensen into centre midfield, but who knows? His thigh was shocked he scored. Wait to see if Wright. Craig is saying, wait to see if Wright plays this week. Bolton more likely to score if the other keepers. That's a good point. If Richard Wright starts you would like to think that he therefore is now back in the frame and will continue to play, which makes Arsenal more solid, but there's still no guarantee they won't. I wouldn't trust it until I see like 8 starts for Wright in a row or something.
Yeah, these Arsenal keepers, you think Holloway's nailed and then Maniga comes in. And they think, has it switched back to Holloway? Nope. Richard Wright played the cup. Just can't call it.
No. Mo saying Forsell versus Al Joffrey could be great. Yeah, I think did Shitu play last week? I think he did. Versus Liverpool. The forwards were actually excellent here for Liverpool and really should have scored more. Look at this. They were very good for an away game as well. It's just Charlton give up so many opportunities every game, and Charlton hunting is a real thing. It didn't really work out here, but the stats show you how close they were to hauling. But Shitu played at left back here, but either one of these aren't particularly good, are they? Positioning 9, awful.
Yeah, how are Charlton doing scoring every game? They seem to get at least one goal quite a lot.
Yeah, they just play quite offensive, don't they? I mean, even against big sides, they don't give a shit. So it always gives them a chance to score a goal.
I mean, how many? Go back to fixtures. How many goals? How many games have they had a clean sheet against them? Not many. 1, 2 reds.
They nearly score virtually every game, though. Look.
Yeah. So you see Charlton as the fixture where, I'll play my defenders, but clean sheet isn't guaranteed at all, is it?
No, although this week away to Chelsea are definitely one of the better defenders. So if there's going to be one, you can't back a clean sheet in CM ever because it rarely happens. But if you are going to, I feel like Chelsea at home, they've got a pretty decent shout to get one. Which team were we on? We moved to Chelsea, haven't we? Yeah. So Chelsea. Really good game this week. Nearly everyone's okay. Babayaro is now 10 days orange, so he could play at left back. So I think some people are eyeing up Dean Holden, who has been playing at left back. He's now orange at 90%, so he could come back in. It's a calf strain though, so maybe not. Zola, I love this gashed head.
Oh, poor Gianfranco.
Yeah. People were laughing about the stubbed heads and stuff. We've moved on to gashed heads.
Stubbed heads.
Craig's saying, I think I'm right that Fowler is top for having 4+ shots in most games in our sim despite rotation. If only he was as lethal in real life. Yeah, was as lethal as he was in real life. Yeah. It's really strange with him. He seems to be like a decent player, do well, often outscores Owen and everyone else, but they just don't score more than like 10 goals, anyone in their team. It's so strange. They just seem to be spread out. It's kind of annoying. Fowler's just a great team player. 20 for decisions, and that usually is not a particularly good thing. You get Sigalko and stuff who've got poor decision making, and therefore they shoot every single time.
Just bang it, yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
He decides every single time, no, there's a better way to score here. There is a perfect way for us to score right now, rather than me shoot a goal. Even though he is having shots, they're just not going in. So maybe he just decides to shoot in the wrong corner of the map, the goal. Desai is still 2 weeks away with his calf strain. There he is, the beast.
Won't be long.
Need him back ASAP. Zola, 90% few days, we said that, so that's probably good for Forsell. Anyone thinking about him?
Haven't seen Forsell in many teams, so it could be a good week to punt on him.
Yeah, he's in my free hit team, which I'm going to show you in a bit. Johnson's been solid for performances, but goals, meh.
No, really bad again. Nothing much at all.
Yeah, in fact, I did think that actually, Pirlo's beard. It's probably something to do with his height, why he's got a gashed head. Someone just went to kick the ball and just accidentally punted him in the head. Sniffing the line wasn't a great decision by Fowler. Well, we remember it now. Pep talk, Forsell subbed early for Zola in the last game. Is that set to continue? It's just what I've talked about before, that Zola doesn't really disappear because of his reputation. So yeah, he can come on. Doesn't always have to be Forsell. It can be Good Johnson. He doesn't really disappear totally. It's kind of annoying. Is that everyone I covered for Chelsea?
I think so, yeah. Good lad, but he's gone.
Yeah. Derby are... Yeah, let's not spend much time here at all. Everyone is fine. Played today away to Millwall.
who are licking their wounds from last week. So, yeah, relegation's crap, though, that one.
Yeah, I do. Millwall at home are not bad. I feel like Millwall will do okay in that game. Derby are pretty shocking away from home, I think. I think Millwall should be okay there.
Will Derby will be normal, right?
Yeah, they'll be normal. Millwall will be attacking. Everton, after their heroics, they play tomorrow, so they got one extra day. And like Andy said, they're in the cup and stuff, so got some low condition. But everyone looks like they will be in the 90s. GX92, 92, 93.
Yeah. David Unsworth, not a star man yet, but that's coming.
He's now at 5 goals in 14. That's better than a lot of strikers. 3 man of the match awards.
Yeah, I mean, good thing with Unsworth as well. You can imagine those penalties going in, like just hammering them.
Yeah.
No nonsense, wouldn't they?
Absolutely no nonsense whatsoever. Ipswich, again, they are pretty much as they were. A lot of these guys, Reed's at 89%. They do play tomorrow, so he'll be, 95, 96, something like that. Yeah, I can't call who's going to start there because obviously Brannigan decided to turn up this week.
Great to see that. I love to see that. I mean, like you mentioned as well before, we were chatting before, you said, I mean, a good strategy, if you want to save money elsewhere, is just to go Brannigan and Reed. You should guarantee the keeper there for 8 million.
Yeah, you could do that. 8 million and well, I say guarantee a keeper. I suppose they could just roll out one of these guys and shock you. But yeah, I mean, it's a way to save 0.5 if you really wanted to. Probably, I think it could do okay. Although there isn't, I don't know if there's a need to save money at the moment. When we first started this, everyone said, "Oh, everyone's so expensive," and obviously rotating forwards. But a lot of budget players have come to light.
I mean, I think it's the midfield options that you can easily get the 6.57 million mids in. And it's not too much of your budget, is it? So, like an FPL, all the good mids are kind of plus 10. With this game, there's only one.
Yeah,
which is Veron.
So. And midfielders' returns are so hard to gauge in price. They're just so hard. They're so up and down. You know, you just get players who can just easily outperform it. Like McPhail, season 1. You know, you just can't legislate for him playing every game for Leeds virtually and just being ridiculously good. And then you got Bowyer who just gets injured for the whole season, who's generally better. You know, there's so much randomness that can happen in this. Stewart's still out for 2 weeks with a groin strain, so that's good for Doherty again for his chances of playing up front. Obviously, he played up front in the League Cup, played in defence in the league. But
yeah, who they got this week? It's
good
got
fixture, a decent game, home to Everton. So I think if you've got Doherty, you play him, don't you? Even if he plays in defence, he could do well in that game. So
yeah, I think I'm playing him this week. And hopefully,
Leeds today, good game. But still got quite a few injuries. Dewberry 10 days, 90%. Bowyer's injured again, 10 days with a twisted knee.
Ridiculous. He's really good on the game and should be England international by now.
Yeah, he's just been so unlucky with injuries. But even when he's played, he's not done overly well, which is just surprising. Bridges, obviously long term, 5 months. Robbie Keane out for around a week, 90%.
That is interesting though, because he could easily play. Do you think he'll play? Possibly, but
yes, there's no way to know for sure, is it? We just sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. I feel like the muscle injuries give him less chance, and that's only a twisted ankle, so maybe. But anything I say would be a total guess.
Yeah.
Radaby, few days with a groin strain. He's been playing, I think, Radaby, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Played last game like that.
He's never off orange because they keep playing him, so he can't recover.
Risky. But yeah, Leeds home to Watford's arguably the standout game, I think, isn't it? You would have thought.
Yeah, I mean, my intention, as I said a couple of weeks ago, Smith and Viduka are in for these great run of 3 fixtures before moving to Henry for the double. That's still the plan. Smith and Viduka, home to Watford. See what happens.
So this is a similar-ish kind of game. Millwall are 13, Watford are 12, but this is what we can expect, something like this from them.
Great.
But they got 1-0. Tyler, 6 shots on target and Tyler played a 9, so There we go. But it seems to be that way a lot this season. These have just been. I mean, look at their results. They're all really low scoring.
Yeah, and that is O'Neill a bit though, isn't it, as well? His formation.
This was their best one. There was a red card in it.
Let's have a nice galley red card early on.
It's been scoring a few more recently, to be fair, but not massively. But I'm not sure that matters. Their tactics definitely not as good for goals as last season. We know that, especially away. But at home, they will be attacking. The 3-5-2 I don't like at all, but you'd like to think that Viduka and Smith will do pretty fucking well in this game.
Yeah. I mean, second season with O'Neill, results aren't as high scoring, but the matches aren't as high scoring, but the results are normally better than this.
They
like
often can win
league
the league.
title, yeah.
Yeah, they can often win the league. I wouldn't be surprised if they finish top 2 again, just from grinding them out. Leicester. There's nothing of note really. This is not the one, not the Robbie. Why still one yellow? He's hanging on
All season.
Everyone's okay. Hart captain, you better believe I'm crazy enough to do it. I like that actually because he's probably going to play or not. He can come on, can't he? Which would be annoying. But home to Watford, you'd put it down for probably a clean sheet, and yeah, he could. That could be a monster haul easily.
Yeah.
Liverpool, lots of injuries here again still, and then there's another one that's pretty heartbreaking because didn't Hegem come back?
He played and he was. I think he was 100% as well. He was fine, and then he got injured last game.
Yeah, so injured in the 71st minute against Charlton. And now Mr. Hegem is out for 3 months. Torn groin.
Yeah, and that's my Bolton defender coming in for Hegem.
Right. So interestingly they're now going to have to play a different right back. And Bishkan can play there. Stephen Wright's still injured, but it probably brings Carragher more into the fore, even you know he's already playing because they've got no centre backs, but probably adds to his appeal a bit.
The League Cup's finished, so Hippier still got 1 game suspension.
He's still got 1 game.
Yeah. But Oncho's back, so it's Oncho and Biscan you'd expect with Carragher right back.
Yeah, I go along with that. Or Bishkan and Carragher could switch, but Bishkan's actually a better centre back just because he's heading, isn't he? He's pretty good. Yeah. Goodman saying Delaney was left midfield. Do you expect that to continue? It's just a random thing that will occasionally happen. Delaney was one of those guys who plays like 38, 37, 36 games a season, and because he can play left mid, he will just occasionally cover there. It's when they want to play Taggart at left back and therefore play Elliott and Heath at centre back or whatever. So the odd game he'll play there, but it probably won't be more than sort of 3 or 4 times a season. Honcho's back though, isn't he? Yeah, he's back, so that's good news for them. Heskey's out for a week with a broken toe, 90%. Barmby is out for 10 days with a twisted ankle. He's been playing the majority. Smeetser is out for 2 weeks with a twisted knee. He got subbed on and then injured within 3 minutes last game.
Yeah. So that could be Partridge again then? Could be.
Yeah, Partridge is looking good, isn't he? Warnock's a month and Stephen Wright is 2 months with a hip injury. You'd feel like Partridge has got the best chance he's ever having of playing games. You've got Murphy, Partridge and Berger, so there's still 3 into 2 really, although Berger can play in centre midfield, especially with Biscan having to cover defence.
But I mean, Littman dropped into midfield, didn't he, as well?
But Littman dropped into midfield as well, yeah, and that's why they've got too many players who can play too many positions to know for sure. But Partridge, yeah, he's got as good a chance as he'll ever have of playing games at the moment.
Yeah.
Why do they want to play Taggart at left back? Is that for his blistering pace? He actually did all right at left back a few times he plays. He's okay. He's not too bad there. It's more to do with the roulette of picking the centre backs who are also good in that area. Has Heskey ever used his toe for football? He's tripped over it. Biscan plays. Craig Kemp saying Biscan plays right back more than Carragher, so we expect Carragher to play at centre back. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I do see Biscan at right back quite a lot actually.
I mean, Biscan's a great right back anyway, isn't he, as well?
He
can play, yeah.
He's got stats all over. He's fine.
He'll be off to Juventus soon.
Man City, nothing of note, I don't think, apart from, yes, they're right back. McNamara's 86%, few days twisted knee. Everyone else is okay.
Nice.
Mr. Tiato is still okay.
Twato is tearing it up still.
Mm.
And he's so low owned. No one's going near him because you can't come off Cepeda or someone like that. Or
I think
Petkoff.
the timing really hurt people because he got that big injury quite early on, didn't he? So anyone who started with him came off of him, and then it's just probably just not had the option to come back, and therefore he just continues to do well.
Who have they got this week? Because Middlesbrough have got Man U, so you wouldn't expect too much from Cepeda.
Home to Blackburn, so decent home game. City are pretty good at home, but Blackburn are probably one of the best teams when they play away from home. So I don't know. I've not seen sim data, but I'd imagine maybe a 1-1 or something in that. Blackburn love.
I haven't seen sim data today. Yeah, it's 1-1 as well. Maybe it's not a good week for Tiato.
No,
not great.
Partridge climbed a pear tree on a Christmas party once. Taggart is very fast. You guys, Colm's a bad influence on you, look, man. Just non-stop puns. We
missed Colm on Thursday. No Colm in the chat, wasn't it?
No puns going on. No. We give him some stick, but we do miss him when he's not there. Peter Lesbeard, I can't wait to get Twato in and utterly ruin him. Yeah, do that, please, because he's pissing me off. Get him in ASAP. Man United, tough game away to Middlesbrough. They've got a few low, but Scholes doesn't really play, does he? He's 89%. Everyone else is okay.
Would you bench Man U defenders if you had them?
No.
You still wouldn't, no?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, I wouldn't. They could still easily just win that 1-0, Man United. Middlesbrough, Atherton is 1 yellow away from a ban. Boxwich is 100%. Southgate's 100. Zepeda's 100. Miller is tired. He's 28%. He got injured, so he's obviously just not recovered. He got injured here, didn't he? So.
Alan Johnston, brilliant. What a season again! It's just repeating from season 1.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll tail away after Christmas, but
yeah, it's crazy. When you consider this game's about the matchups and stuff like that, for it to happen pretty much exactly the same is just strange. It's almost eerie. Like you feel like it is that something, but yeah, it just literally can't be. I just think it's just absolute jam that it's happened.
Yeah, and I'm still expecting them to tail off, but if they can win this game week, they get 9 points clear, nearly at halfway. That's a big gap.
Are they out of all the cups and stuff? Oh no, League Cup final, but they're out of UEFA.
Yeah.
So they could get knocked out here against Chelsea and then just literally have the league. Good for their injuries. And FA Cup, yeah. Boyce 3 months, we knew that already, and Pearce is 10 days. So it's good for Gordon starting, but I think he's been quite frustrating for people who own him 22nd minute sub.
And there's no reason for that, just tactical, was it?
I mean, look here, 7 passes, 3 completed.
Haul him off, get him off.
Yeah, 0 for all key areas. So it's one of those ones where within the game he's not performing. The AI's had enough, doesn't give him enough chance. It just fucks him off instantly.
Yeah, I mean, Stockdale did nothing either when he came in.
Who will come in for Miller? It's tough to say, Pep, but they often play in. Is Ince still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd imagine it'll be Ince. Could be Greening. Somerville can play occasionally.
Ince is there, right? Ince.
Yeah, he's up here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, fine.
Yeah, he'd be my favourite. They can play Finnan left wing, can't they, and bring Johnson into middle? Did they do that last game? Yeah, they did that last game.
Yeah, Finnan can play left back as well. That can sometimes switch between Gordon and Finnan.
Yeah, Atherton can play centre midfield as well. They could play Stockdale and stick Atherton in centre midfield.
Yeah. So they went with brought on Stockdale and then just moved everyone one to the left.
Yeah, Stockdale came on for Gordon, didn't he? So Stockdale went here. Miller got injured, didn't he? Yeah, later on actually. So let's go back. So Stockdale would have come on and played right back, and then Atherton would have either gone to left back or more likely went into midfield, and then Finnan went to left back or something like that.
I would have thought Fester would have gone left back now.
Fester would have gone to left back, and then Atherton can play centre back. You're right. So that,
With
might have
Southgate.
happened. Yeah. Atherton does play centre back quite a lot. Let's see. He got 7 headers and some 3 keys, so it's looking pretty good. Generally, the centre backs get them, as you can see. So that probably is what happened.
And then Super Gareth against Ruud van Nistelrooy this week. Brilliant.
Yeah, I think last season it was pointed out quite a lot that Van Nistelrooy usually struggles against Middlesbrough when they have Ekiog and Southgate. They seem to do pretty well against him. So yeah, they've lost one of the pairing, but it's still a pretty tough game for him.
Can we see last season's 2 fixtures?
Yeah.
Or the reverse fixture from last year?
So that was away to Man United. Southgate with a 9, Fester with an 8. Southgate was on the left, Van Nistelrooy was on the left. Okay, so Van Nistelrooy was against Fester. Scored.
So it wasn't up against Southgate.
Where are we here? Man United. Oh, it's ruined by a
red card. Yeah.
But they did well. Shots. I mean, it's a different tactic under Ferguson. That has to be bared in mind. But Pearce and Ekiog did pretty well. And Van Nistelrooy didn't do anything.
Yeah, red card affected. Trying to remember that red card. He rushed out, did he?
Barthez, probably. Let's go back. Ricard was fouled in the penalty area going past Barthez, pointing to the spot. Barthez was shown a red for a cynical foul. Fester scoring penalties. Fucking hell, that was annoying season.
Oh, that was great, yeah.
I didn't have him. I had my boy Southgate, didn't I? Or Ekiog. I can't remember which one I had. One of them. And then he ended up going away, and Fester kept scoring penalties and Gordon kept getting assists. It was annoying.
I would have had Fester, but I was dead team.
Yeah. Fester was one of those ones who can play right back, left back, sometimes not get penalties. It's so much reliant on what his stats get randomised at the start. He can either be a pretty dreadful pick or an absolutely awesome one, and we got the awesome one. Millwall, who, what did they do last match? Oh yeah, they got battered 6-0.
So with Tyler's band, when's that start?
3-match ban starting on the 8th of December.
Because that would have been Sunday last match.
There we go. So they're going to miss the Monday because their game's on a Monday. So 1, 2, 3, yeah. Villa, Arsenal, Leicester. And they played the 17-year-old, didn't they? But
that Ashford.
Yeah.
Ashford was absolutely atrocious.
Yeah. 1 sub appearance, 5 conceded. Poor boy.
Nguere and Tony Warner are actually okay, so I would expect those guys to come in.
Ashford was on the bench the game before. It's because of this transfer listed thing, but he could come in and play. We've seen it with keepers now. It doesn't mean that Ashford's definitely going to play in that ban. But equally, if he comes in, then I mean he's all right, but Millwall just get battered anyway most of the time, don't they?
Yeah.
Nevercott, a few days groin injury. He's been out for a while now. Nurse is still needing the nurse. Savaresi's 100%. He got subbed early, obviously. Big rest. Worth risking transfer Van Nistelrooy to Henry, Chris is saying. Well, I definitely prefer Henry's fixture away to Spurs. And obviously he's got the double after. So it's making sense. If you've got nothing else to do, you could risk it, but you know the risks of going against his like 70% captain, dead teams, everything. It's a scary prospect. I'd say he'd score like a goal max though.
Oh yeah, I mean against Tottenham you'd expect Arsenal to, they've got to score twice. I mean this is going to be a Tottenham clean sheet, isn't it?
Surely not. No, yeah.
Everything's aimed towards that.
Exactly, it wouldn't surprise me. I feel like for Man United that Van Nistelrooy has got, like, especially away from home, probably like a max of a goal in him. He's not a guy who's got penalties who can just jam a few. Obviously Veron can take them. Henry's not got penalties either, but the game's so open against Spurs, I'd probably back him to outscore him. Just about, but it is a risk. Anytime you take Van Nistelrooy out. It's a scary prospect. Newcastle, Loire is out for 10 days with a sprained ankle, and Laurent Robert starts his 3-match ban.
Stephen Hughes on the left, would that mean? Or would it be someone else?
Could be. They've played Bellamy there, and they've played Speed there before. So
could be Speed.
Could be Speed or Bellamy, yeah. Sunderland, Swartz is still 3 months. Everyone else is okay.
This is where I want to say my tip as well.
Oh yeah.
I think it's time for Julio Arca. He's going to have a big week.
Love that. I love this game. Home to Leicester. Leicester are they're a bit random, but
yeah, this is a good fixture for Arca. Definitely.
Yeah, I like it. I think Sunderland are going to win comfortably in this game. I feel like Tome is a definite play, obviously. In most games.
Phillips is a good captain choice this week.
Phillips is a great differential captain choice. Yeah, I mean, with penalties, you'd say it's quite close with Viduka, I think, for this week. Definitely one of those two seem to be the standout for this week.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have Phillips, so I'll go Viduka captain, but I can't believe I don't own Arca either.
I can't believe this as well when I simmed this and Sunderland scored 3 goals and he didn't have a hand in any of them. I was like, you're fucking joking. He's in my dead team. I was like, you're fucking joking me. Phillips has been so random this season. It's like all the games I've expected him to do well, he's done shite, and then he scored like 2 goals away to Man United and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's been mad. Frigectacy immediately transfers out Arca. Hey, look, Andy's tips in this are actually pretty good, to be fair.
My tips in general are great, aren't they? I mean, I was predicting a goal off the crossbar that hits the keeper's arse.
That is a very good point. How the fuck did you pull that out, man?
I'm living in a different world at the moment. Yeah, it's just playing 3D chess over here.
It's all that LSD you're taking is tripping you out, and you're coming back with some crazy projections. CM Fantasy going with Phillips as captain. Oh, okay, like that. I think you're flying high in the top 20 as well, so enjoy that.
Haven't seen the sim data yet, but I mean, from this fixture, the way that Leicester play and the way that Sunderland are and how good Arca is, I think Arca and Phillips are going to tear it up. I think this could be 4 or 5 for Sunderland this week.
Oh, okay. Brave. Teal as well. Teal's a decent. Lawson.
Teal's good. Yeah.
Spurs still got Anderson's injured again. 10 days broken toe. Etherington's out for 2 months.
Is that another new injury, or is that the same injury for Anderson?
I think it's hard to keep track because he keeps coming back, and then he didn't play that one.
It's just sick, mate.
Continuation. Brilliant. Yeah, he got subbed off in the 68th minute.
Love it.
But they just play him because he's their favoured right wing back. You know, as soon as he's orange, he pretty much goes into the team, I think, which is a bad idea for someone who's got 20 for injury proneness. Very bad idea. Ledley King is a few days away with a bruised head, not a gash, so he's doing all right.
Yeah, should be fine.
Everson is 82%. Ooh, okay. That's pretty fucking low. He's not completely nailed anyway, but he might not play then. I don't think many people have got him, but it's not been great. Slakovic maybe up top. I mean, Rebrov. It's going to be
Sheringham.
Sheringham's gone, isn't he?
Yeah, Chris Armstrong.
Could be Chris Armstrong. I'll be surprised. More likely to be
or Selez.
Wood or Rushbury or something.
Yeah, I think they'd probably still start with Everson and then bring him off.
Probably. Yeah, Sean Wright Phillips technically can play there, but that would be a grave error.
Yeah, another high-scoring game anyway. I think this will be like a 3-2 Arsenal.
Let's look at Spurs games for a laugh. So Premier League games 2-2, 3-4, 3-0, 1-0. That was like their freak game after they signed Sereni. 3-0, 4-2, 2-3, 2-0, 2-2, 4-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 1-2, 2-2. So yeah, I mean the safe bet is on anything around 2-2, isn't it? Maybe more.
Yeah, exactly.
Watford Gift and Noel Williams, who's been pretty good season, even though he's been coming off the bench, is injured now. He's out for 10 days with a damaged shoulder. None of these guys particularly play. A week for Ryan Williams, groin strain.
Do Watford go super defensive against Leeds? Are they like men behind the ball, not counter attack?
I think it's normal. CM Fantasy's in the chat. Is it normal or defensive Watford play away? I can't remember. Let's have a look. Away to a big team.
Man U, they played Man U away? No, that was League Cup.
Away to Arsenal, they're slightly higher than Leeds. Defensive, okay, defensive counter attack. That's probably what it'll be.
Okay, but not men behind the ball, so it's not ultra defensive.
No, Arsenal are rep 17, Leeds are 16, so yeah, that looks fairly safe as to what they'll do.
Nice. So it's not kind of a Blackburn thing.
No, it's
you
not.
Expect goals.
Plus they can't defend really, have they? They've got. Galley's done us well, but he's versus Viduka and Smith, who've got arguably the most 20s of any player in our league. So it's going to be a tough ask.
Go on, Leeds. This is the week. Smith and Viduka. Couple each, please.
And that's your teams, boys. So not too much news. A few little snippets there. And then obviously we're building towards the double. Who are you going to be bringing in this week, then, Andy, for your transfers, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to just be... I've got 2 free transfers, but I think it's just going to be Hegem for Gardner. I really like Gardner. I think if you go Cooper, it's fine. So I'll have just Gardner and UC for the double. Hopefully they'll get 6 points each in the double, the 2 games. And then 2 free transfers for next week when I think Leeds fixtures turn a little bit, but then I'll get a couple of Arsenal players in. I'm thinking about 2 Arsenal strikers.
Oh, what, for the double?
For the double, yeah. But I think, again, that's risky because you don't know who's going to start up top.
No. I think it's best to wait a week as well in case there's any injuries or anything that influence it. But I always like Jeffers has always done well in a double for Arsenal, and I think he is their best striker in terms of goals. Like especially when he plays alongside Henry, he usually ends up getting the goals. So I feel like because he's quite cheap and he's more the pure striker, and he's done well in the doubles in this game previously, that he is a decent shout for, because if he at least plays one, you feel like you might get some goals out of him.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is risky. So then you think, okay, probably go for Perez, but then it's just who do you take out? I mean, I've got midfield that I don't really want to take anyone out.
Yeah, I suppose with Perez, it's like he's been so good and can do so well. He's got penalties, he could easily do well, and then it's like a lot of people want to keep him even long term, so you can see why it's a good move, I think. But
yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens ahead of Gameweek 17. I'll give myself 2 frees for 17 to assess things.
Nice.
Viduka for Henry for 17. That's nailed unless anything drastically goes wrong. And then the other one is either do I go Smith for someone like Jeffers or a midfielder for Perez. So
nice.
We'll see what we get. We'll see what we get there. That'll be next week. But yeah, this week, Gardner for Hegem. Good fixture. Home to Newcastle. I think can get forward quite well. So
I hope so. He's in my dead team. Let's review the fixture.
I mean, would you say Gardner over Cooper? Because Newcastle's still quite good.
I mean, I went Gardner over Cooper just because he can have those dream seasons where he gets 17 assists. So I'm still hopeful that he can do it. He scored 3 goals? It's pretty good for a defender, isn't it? Especially when he's not on pens.
Yeah,
so,
brilliant. I mean, and I've seen 20 assists in Sims easily.
Yeah, I've seen average ratings up to close to 9. Like he can go mental. Anyone can go mental in this game, but he can go mental reasonably often. And we were robbed of him season 1 because he broke his leg or whatever happened to him.
I think it's first or second game week, wasn't it? Most people had him.
Indeed. I think there's an argument to go Cooper and him. I feel like Cooper's an absolute beast as well. I don't think you just need to pick and stick with it. I mean, the way Bolton have been playing, often top 6, defensively sound. One's great for bonus, the other one's good for bonus and attacking returns. So
yeah, I mean, I've got usage. I think 3 is too much. Maybe he put a lot of eggs in the basket there. Even though with average rating it's okay, but when you've got people like Tome and I've got Silvestre and Ashley Cole, I don't really want to go treble Bolton.
No, that's probably fair enough. So we've talked about these games as been going through, and we haven't done Sims, so it's just kind of a feel more than anything for us. So Bolton Newcastle, I feel like that is Newcastle are just dreadful away. It will be Shearer scores or they don't score at all for me. So, I'll go like 2-0. 2-0 Bolton, something like that.
2-0 Bolton? Okay, so it's a clean sheet. I'll go 3-1 Bolton.
Okay, nice. Leeds versus Watford. Again, I feel like that. Watford are all right attack, but I feel like Leeds' defence is just pretty solid. So I'm going to go 3-0 Leeds.
Yeah, I was thinking 4-0 Leeds.
You're hoping 4-0 Leeds?
Oh, I hope so. I mean, if it's 4-0 and Viduka doesn't get a return, it's ridiculous.
That'd be hilarious. Liverpool versus Villa. Liverpool away to a big side. Men behind ball. Defensive. Will be lucky to have any shots in the game. Liverpool's defence is very solid. I feel like that is a good chance for a clean sheet as well.
Yeah, I do.
Probably fairly low scoring, like 2-0. I mean, you see Villa away. I mean, this was a Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say 1-0 for that. But no one's going to have any Liverpool defenders, I don't think.
No, unless they bring Onsho in, I guess.
Yeah, Onsho's a possibility. But
yeah,
wouldn't have thought many have Liverpool defenders at this stage.
No, there's only really Risa left, who's like you can really rely on at the moment. Middlesbrough versus Man United again. I feel like this will be low scoring. I'm going to say 1-1, but I feel like that could easily go either way. Home advantage is quite important, but Man United are beastly, aren't they? So hard to call.
Okay, I'll go 2-2.
Nice. Millwall Derby. I think that's going to be comfortable. I think can't defend though, can they? 3-1 Millwall.
Okay, I was going to say 2-1 Millwall for that one.
Sunderland Leicester. You've already said what 4-0 did you say or something like that?
I'm going to say 5-1 for that one. I think Sunderland.
With
this
Phillips
is really good fixture. It could happen. Yeah, I think Arca 3 attacking returns, Phillips 2 attacking returns.
Love that. Love to hear
that. Teal chipping in. Yeah, Sunderland going to get mental this week. That's my tip.
I'll keep predicting clean sheets. It's never going to be this many clean sheets. 2-0 I'm going to say. There's never going to be. I've already said about 5 clean sheets. That's definitely not happening. 2-0 Sunderland.
You look at the fixtures though. It's good fixtures, clean sheets this week.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, and I think that's why a lot of people have been talking about free hit, because a lot of these teams we're talking about are good and they've got good players, but Phillips isn't particularly template, for example, and Liverpool players aren't particularly template. Obviously, the Leeds ones are. Bolton attackers aren't particularly template. I feel like Pedersen could do well this week. Wallace, etc. Millwall have got a good home game. Not many of their players are template. Savarese was in, but then he got injured, for example, for a few people. It's quite tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's good week as well because Middlesbrough face Man U, so you can just a lot of people have got 5 assets from those teams.
That's a good point. Yeah,
and kind of just ignore that fixture and have them for next week. But I can see why people are free hitting this week.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, especially with 2 and there's might not be that many fixture swings and changes. Although you did talk about a few that could happen towards the back end. Tottenham Arsenal, I said 2-2, didn't I? That's basically any Tottenham game is a 2-2 prediction for me, so I'll go 2-2 again.
2-2. Okay, I think Arsenal do well. I'm going to say 3-1 Arsenal.
Okay, nice. Yeah, Henri Hattie just before his double, that'd be lovely.
Henri blank. I mean,
the troll. Ipswich Everton. God, that's a tragic game. That is. I will say 1-0 Ipswich.
Okay, I'll say 1-0.
What's his face? Ginger Pele 1-0. Absolute haul.
Oh please! I'm going to start him as well this week. If I'm starting Doherty, Cole, Gardner, am I benching Silvestre? That's the question. I need to look at my team.
Oh, out of all them, he's probably got the lowest ceiling though. Probably agree. Yeah, I mean, if you've got Doherty and you don't play him in this game, then I don't know why you've got him.
Yeah, exactly.
Man City, Blackburn away day, draw specialist usually. So yeah, I'm going to go 1-1 in that game.
Yeah, I'm going to go 1-1. Super Sunday is going to be 1-1 all round. Really, really thrilling afternoon for Richard Keys and Andy Gray. Yeah.
And Chelsea Charlton. Oh god, I'm hoping it's nil again because I've got Terry, but Charlton probably might score, mightn't they? 5-1. I won't go nil again. I've done too many nils.
I can say nil for this one. I think 3-0 Chelsea. Comfortable win. Zendon's another good pick on the free hit, isn't it?
Yeah, no. In fact, let me bring up the free hits.
Yeah, let's have a look at free hit.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just moved my window. I didn't want to do that. Let me just check it's in the right place still. The Hall of Mirrors.
Oh, we're in Hall of Mirrors again.
We are.
Oh,
that'll do.
I was trying to avoid that. Maybe that's what's in my mind the whole time. I'm doing these crazy predictions.
The Hall of Mirrors. Right, this is something I threw together just before stream. There's loads of options I like this week, but I feel like... So you can't see this, can you? But I'll just talk you through it.
I'll have to wait a few seconds and it'll come up on mine. So,
oh, you're on your phone, are you, as well?
I got it up on my TV.
Oh, okay.
The stream, yeah.
So I've gone for Phillips and Viduka up front because I feel like they are the best two forwards this week. Probably captain Viduka, but I'd be tempted by Phillips as well. Third striker could have been anyone, but I just went for Forsell because he's cheap, so I could afford it, and he's at home to Charlton, so I feel like that's a great game. Could have easily been Pedersen, Henri, if I could fit him in, loads of other names. I've gone 3 in midfield, which is Arca, your boy, Carbone, penalties, wing slot, set pieces, home to Charlton, surely gets all there. Murphy for Liverpool, they've got so many injuries, home to Villa, they're going to have all of the ball, and he's on penalties as we saw, so that's another penalty taker in my locker. The backup being Evans and Alexanderson, because Millwall are at home to Derby, they're both 4.5, so they just sit on the bench and come in if they need to be. Tome, obvious pick this week, I think.
Yeah,
Terry,
definitely.
Home to Charlton, I feel like that's easy bonus clean sheet for him potentially, so I like that. Hart is always in my free hit team every week with the Galley backup pretty much, just because if he plays he's ridiculous. Home to Watford, could easily be a haul. And then your boy Gardner's in there as well, so it's 4-3-3 with Jaskalainen in goal just because the man's a machine, and obviously they're at home to Newcastle, so I feel like that's a pretty good free hit team. I like it.
It is pretty nice. I don't know if I'd go Jaskalainen in goal.
Well, I run out of money. Who would you put?
True. I mean, the other 4.5 is probably Sullivan, but then you got Tome and Arca and Phillips, so
yeah,
perhaps not. Who's another 4.5? Atmazidis? No, you don't want him away to Leeds, really.
I mean, you could easily upgrade the keeper to someone else who's more likely for a clean sheet, and then downgrade the likes of Forsell or Carboni or whatever. But
no, I do like that team. I like it a lot. It's really good. Probably have Zendon. I mean, Zendon's a bit cheaper than Carboni.
Yeah, I just like the.
And then you could upgrade the keeper maybe, as it's a free hit. Maybe someone. Dudek? No, probably not Dudek.
Yeah, you could even go Gallas instead of Terry to save money because he's Desai's out injured, isn't he? So you'd expect Gallas to play.
Yeah, you've got the right teams though, definitely. I mean, Chelsea at home to Charlton, Sunderland at home to, was it Leicester, yeah?
Chelsea at home to Charlton, aren't they? So triple of them, triple Sunderland home to Leicester.
Nice.
Yeah, and then Leeds as
couple
well.
Of Leeds.
Hart and Viduka. I'd have a midfielder if I knew which one was going to play, but I don't, so I haven't bothered.
Yeah, and who's your captain out of that team?
Probably Viduka. But Phillips, I do love Phillips. Tempted by Phillips.
I am really tempted by Phillips. If I had that free hit team, I'd probably go Phillips. Just because I think Sunderland smash it this week.
Or you could go for a Chelsea asset and just hope that Charlton hunting works again. Carboni, 3 pens, two free kick assists, something like that.
Yeah, that's it.
But captain midfielders, I don't generally do that.
Are Sunderland doing quite well because teams they face aren't going defensive? And they're like a decent team. Is it like the same as Borough?
I guess so, yeah. And they've got a great... They play a decent attacking setup at home and normal away, so they always give themselves a chance for goals. And they've got good players. I mean, they signed some good players. They signed the right back, who's good. Ardley, who's good for the set pieces. Teal's a great right winger. Doesn't usually start at Sunderland. They signed him, didn't they? And Sibon's playing well this season, which last season he didn't really do much at all. He just sort of was there, and he's scoring a few goals. So it's good. I think when I looked at the league, actually, let's go back.
I actually started the season with Sibon.
You did, I remember.
Just because I was going for the other forward.
I
thought Phillips was a bit too expensive, but I think Sunderland did quite well. But then Sibon he didn't start off too well, but he's doing all
right now, yeah. And bringing up the away record here for the league table. So they've actually won 4 games out of 8 away from home. It's pretty impressive. Still 18 goals, 18 against. So they still ship a lot of goals, but their away games are pretty fun, apparently.
Just have a look at goal scorers. Like Golden Boot race.
Yeah, let's look at this quickly because it's quite interesting. So goals, Van Nistelrooy's up to 14 after that hat-trick, 14 in 15.
Incredible. And it feels like he's blanked for four of the last 5.
Yeah, he has. I'm pretty sure he has blanked for the last 4, maybe 3 of the last 5. I think he got 1 against Sunderland. But
He got a hat-trick
yeah,
a couple of games ago, and then nothing since.
oh yeah, he got nothing this week as well, didn't he? Yeah, you're right. No.
It's just a hat-trick. So basically blank,
Mm.
hat-trick, blank, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, when we go down the goal list, this is including all players. In 40th place, we've got the likes of like Paul Evans, who's come in, and then obviously Unsworth and people like that. That's crazy. Let's do for each position. So forwards, yeah, Shearer had a great start. We slowed down a bit. Van Nistelrooy, obviously great. Box has just been reliable. Like virtually every week seems to be turning in with a goal. A high average rating as well.
Mm-hmm. It's what you expect, apart from the Leeds guys so low. You'd expect a Leeds player up there.
Yeah, One Shot usually does better than this. I think he'll start coming good. Ravanelli's been pretty consistent as well. Yeah, Janssen finally hit 2 this week. Again, he's another one who generally does really well. We saw it at the back end of season 1, so I think he'll start scoring some more. Rebrov's been a big
Rebrov, that is so low for Rebrov.
Considering how many goals Spurs are involved in every game, and he's not performed, but surely that doesn't last.
That will come up. Big dunk, good to see.
Yeah, 3 in 1 game.
He's had a good week, hasn't he, ChampMan, and then beating Liverpool in the derby.
He's loving life, isn't he? Goals for midfielders, Johnston. I mean, look at this, man. He's like Tiato levels or even higher.
Postman every week. I mean, I've got Cepeda, and when it's Johnston assisting Boxic, you're like, that's a rank killer. That is bad.
You could argue it's worth just getting 3. We said it before, Middlesbrough attackers like Cepeda, Johnston, and Rickard, or Boxic. 3 of those 4, and just kick back every week.
I think we did have a question. Do we have a question about the Burrows Turner fixtures though?
The questions. Let me bring those up. Let me just do this. Let's just finish this quickly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Defenders. Unsworth is now the highest scoring defender after his 3 pens with 5 goals.
Come on, David. Lovely to see. Another hat trick this week, please.
Assists. Dean Gordon is still up there with Gray. Lawson, there's loads on 3. Silvestre, McAteer, Hart, Babiaro, so many. Midfielders, Petkov, Johnston, Hughes is still there, Zenden, Pires, Boateng, Davies just ticks along. Still like him.
I think he's in my team. He's not leaving. I mean, they score so many goals, and Davis is great. So he's someone in that bracket where you think, oh, Rocco's great, but am I really going to get rid of Davis? Davis could easily get 2 attacking returns against Arsenal. So
yeah, agree with that. Assists for forwards. Campbell got a hat trick of assists, didn't he? Go straight into joint first.
Although that's not, he's got fouled for a couple of penalties. It's not proper assists.
No, they count them in the game. They count those.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah,
right.
They count them. Total penalties for all players. Yeah, Hart, Unsworth leading the way. There was one other thing I wanted to look at. Let's do average rating quickly. So forwards, good. Johnson's in 5th place.
Middlesbrough, Boxic and Rickard. Brilliant. What a partnership.
Madness. Surprised Phillips is that high actually. He got 6th last week as well. One thing I'll say is Henry is low for him. He's usually nearly always top 2 here, so I expect that's going to creep up. Midfielders, average rating, yeah, Veron always in around there. Tiato, Cepeda, these guys are doing great. Counts Gardner as a midfielder.
Is it still quite high? Seth Johnson's got a good average rating.
Yeah, is
he picking up bonus regularly? Is he getting? I haven't
noticed it. No, I haven't noticed it, but I guess he's doing it occasionally. I think most of the games Derby gets spanked though, don't they? So the other team probably get the bonus. Yeah. Southgate 8.27. What a guy. Love him.
Even without Ekio, he's still up there. Brilliant.
Cooper with his 6th man of the match in 14. There is a list with total man of the match, Arthur. I'll click that.
How is Ekio doing actually in Scotland? His partner in crime.
Dreadful.
It's horrendous.
It's made up though.
Sure.
Yeah, Chelsea boys love to see that. Desai, Babayaro, Terry, so good for bonus, and Melchiot. They got the whole back four in the top 10 here.
And Berg as well.
Yeah, Unsworth's still up there regardless of his penalties. He's still just a good long-term hold.
Yeah, I mean, again, Unsworth is just in the mould of Jerry Taggart, David Weatherall,
Yeah.
no nonsense, head it out. So you're going to get bonus for that.
He's actually really good for tackles as well. If I go to tackles quickly, not for goalkeepers, for defenders, you got Unsworth in second place on 4.9. Campbell's. This is interesting actually because tackles do help towards bonus points. Not as much as headers, but they do help because you can see a lot of the names here: Desai, Melberg, Southgate, Tome, Cooper, all guys Taggart that are very high for bonus.
Just all the defenders you don't play against if you're a football player.
But
elbows.
Exactly, elbows all over the gaff, sticking the knee in. Campbell's on 5.8 higher than all of them, but he's only on 7.10 as an average rating. And that's to do with Arsenal playing zonal defence, I'm pretty sure. So he's having to make the tackles because he's out of position. He's not getting the headers as much, and therefore he has to make a load of tackles, which he's able to do. But that's why man marking's just so much better than zonal, and Arsenal play zonal central defenders.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that is interesting. Bonus, is he ever?
No, nowhere near. Oh, my OBS has just popped up with a message saying disconnected, reconnecting.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, it said reconnection successful. Tell me if you can see me on the stream. Type in the chat, guys, if it's come back on. I've never had that happen before. That was weird. I'll keep going in the hope that they can hear and see me. Have you got it up on your screen?
Oh, it's just come up. I'm just looking at the screen now. Yeah, it's come up. OBS Studio disconnected. But it is still playing, so...
Okay, hopefully we're still going. We're almost done anyway.
Seems alright.
Okay, nice. I forgot what I was going to say now. Man of the match. It's all fine, says Frank Leboeuf. Lovely. It cut out for half a second. Oh, excellent. Colin Cooper's on 6. There's a few on 3. 2 on 3, sorry. Southgate and Unsworth. For defenders.
What about all players?
All players.
6. It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Double. Anyone else? If you'd have started with Cooper and UC, you'd be flying.
Absolutely loving life. Oh, yellow cards, Keane and Taggart. Assists total, just all midfielders as you'd expect. Penalties we've done already. Oh, I keep clicking the wrong thing. That's it. Dribbles per game. Gardner's still out on top. Janssen, Zenden, Kine, Petkov.
And that's my boy. That's why I'm bringing Gardner in. Come on, mate.
You can do it, son.
Get those dribbles and crosses in. Gardner, Patterson.
It's warming up. Let me bring up questions quickly. We probably covered most of this, and we said we were going to do an hour stream, but I'm convinced this is already 2 hours. We just seem to waffle on. Any questions? Yeah, Shanilo, Middlesbrough keep or sell with upcoming fixtures. What do you reckon, Andy?
Yeah, let's have a look at fixtures. I mean, I thought they're pretty not too bad in the near future. It's only Man U. Did have a quick look earlier.
Home to
it's Man U at home.
Yeah.
Watford away fine. Bolton away fine. Newcastle away fine. You'd expect goals, but perhaps not clean sheets. Arsenal tough, yeah.
Then Everton, Charlton, Villa.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they're bad. Their away games are obviously a problem. The stats will tell you that. Home advantage is ridiculous, but those are 3 pretty juicy away games, to be fair.
They're fine, absolutely fine. After this fixture, I wouldn't be getting rid of any Borough players.
I don't think I would either. Southgate's good for bonus, so even if they're conceding these, he's going to be fine. I don't think many of the other defenders are owned, and then the attacking assets should be okay. I mean, they're not going to go. Wouldn't expect them to go wild, but you could see them scoring 2 goals in most of them games.
Yeah, I mean, for their price as well, you can definitely just keep Southgate, Zepeda or Johnston, Rickard or Boxic. You can have 3 assets, and they'll just tick along so nicely for their price. It'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
All good.
I agree with that. Next question. Rob Ills, is that? Or Les? I don't know. Thoughts on whether or not Ralph Fox will keep his place? Oh, we already answered this. Expected him to drop out, but he kept playing. I think he may play this week at right wing back instead of Pitts, but eventually will probably drop out because they've signed a new striker. Tim FPO Horn says Ruud van Nistelrooy or Cherno Samba. Yeah, I think that's a Van Nistelrooy, Tim, I'm afraid. I'd love to say Samba.
I think I'd go Ruud.
Yeah, just about Ruud. How's Tomadera getting on? We can check that in a sec, Matt. Let's just do it now. He's still at the same club, is he? No, he's signed for 22k.
Yeah, he's doing alright.
He's doing okay. Stats still dreadful. A few key stats in the right areas, to be fair, but
as long as he's keeping up the goals and games ratio, that's fine.
Someone will pick him up soon. Time to let go of the likes of Izzet and Petkov for other mids that are 1 million more. Abdul saying that. What do you think? Petkov and Izzet?
Again, it's just fixture based. So, like, for this week, I don't really like Izzet away to Sunderland, but I like Arca at home to Leicester. It's whether you want to play the fixtures and think you can get the most out of it, or is it worth the transfer? Or is it just worth keeping him and they'll tick along? Because is it on pens? Is someone that's going to tick along with kind of 2 attacking returns every 5 games? And that'd be consistent throughout the season. Or do you try and play the fixtures? It might cost you a hit or two, but the returns could be crazy, like Arca this week. Easily go, is it to Arca?
Well, you're looking at Izzet's games here. Look how many home games he's got in the next. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In the next 10, he only plays away 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and there's some tougher games here. But this little run of Man City home, Millwall home, Ipswich home's pretty good. I suppose it just depends how long term you're looking. Like Andy says, if it's short term, you can take him out for this little run of away to Sunderland, home to City, away to Leeds, and then reassess if you want to get him back. Or if you're just thinking long term, then I'd probably just leave.
I mean, for me, actually, with someone like Muzzy, I wouldn't get him because I don't think he's that explosive. I don't think Leicester score like 4s and 5s. Yes, he'll get an odd penalty, get an assist and stuff, but I think there's players with a high ceiling, like your Arcas and Petkovs, that can dominate games. And
yeah, he's relying on penalties quite a lot. I don't like him as much as the other 7 million mids, but with those games he could do okay. I'd be tempted, I think, to move. Who was the other one you said? Petkov. You obviously say Petkov straight out, right?
No, Petkov can fuck off. It's Watford. No. He's good. He's good. He's doing all right. He's a talisman, obviously, so everything goes for him. But Watford, are they the 17th? Are they? Not doing too badly. Yeah. He's done better than I would have thought, because I thought Watford would be 19th, 20th. So he is returning well.
There's still time for that. They could end up there easily.
I still think there's better players than Petkov, and is it? I think Perez could have
he got a little
monster double game
week because they won 1-0. Obviously, didn't get an attacking return, but he still ended up on 5 points because he got 2 bonus and then a clean sheet. Which is a little bit lucky, really. But I like obviously I love Petkov. He's a season hold for me in a dead team. I don't have any choice, and season long, I think he is just a great hold. But if you're ever going to get rid of him, this little run away to Leeds, home to Middlesbrough could get something, probably not. Away to Blackburn, away to Man United, away to Sunderland. It's not great. He probably won't get much in the next 5. There are definitely better options over the next 5. Arca this week, definitely. I like.
Yeah, I do think it's about breaking it down into groups of like 4 to 6 games and thinking who's going to be the best 2 7 million midfielders in that stretch. So you break it down, you think Arsenal, for example, they've got Tottenham and then the double. Perez will probably be the first choice over the next 4 or 5 games. So then you look at who have I got at the moment. If you've got Petkov, you think next 4 or 5 games, Blackburn, Man U away, Leeds away. Petkov to Perez switch is a no-brainer for me.
Craig Kemp saying, what game weeks are those from Boxing Day to the 28th? 2 days rest could be carnage. Yeah, you're going to see carnage around here. 26th, Thursday, and then Saturday, 28th, 2 days later. And then they play on the Wednesday on the 1st of January.
Normal Christmas.
Yeah, so that's where you'll see rotation just out of not even necessarily rep. It's just going to be players on lowish condition, and they like to mix and match it around that time, it seems. So there'll probably be quite a lot of players miss out around that time. Yeah. Other questions.
What game week is that? Is that kind of game week 20? Isn't it normally? I think.
Let's have a look. We can count them, can't we? So what is this? We're on 16. This will be 16.
Yeah.
17, 18, 19, 20.
20 is Boxing Day.
Yeah, 20, 21, 22.
Yeah.
Then there's a break.
But yeah, I've got the FA Cup on the first Saturday in January as well. So.
Ouch. Captain next game week. I think I'm probably saying Viduka, and I think Andy's saying Phillips maybe.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's Viduka's because I own him, but I'll say Phillips captain is the best choice this week.
Okay. Biggest over and underachievers of the season so far. Do you mean teams or player ads? Let's do one of each.
Underachiever. Rebrov.
And I'm going to go Salakovic on that note as well.
Okay, yeah.
Because
he's completely disappeared, isn't he?
2 goals, 2 assists in 12 games for 9.5 million, 7 average rating, no bonus, and missed penalties in that, which basically counter out the assists. So he's been utterly dreadful, and Rebrov has been similar as we just looked. In terms of teams underachiever, I think Man United have underachieved. You know, I feel like they've had some good games, and they've not scored as many goals as you'd expect. They're obviously not top of the league when they should be. Yeah, they've scored less goals than Middlesbrough, and they've conceded 21 goals. It's more than Blackburn, Chelsea, Leeds, Liverpool. So many teams.
Nearly double Bolton. Nearly double.
Bolton. So they've massively underachieved for me. It just shows you the variance, because Man United on sim data, the average sims that we did, were just top for attack and defence. I think. Oh no, actually, we're just behind Liverpool on defence over 10, but it was nothing in it, like a goal in it. Team for you underachieved?
Arsenal. Yeah, again terrible. I thought they'd be top 3 again, but doing awful.
They're clawing their way back. They don't really draw Arsenal, but yeah, the home and away split for them has been pretty shit. Second at home, 1 draw, 6 wins out of 7 at home. Away from home,
16.
1 win, which was fairly recently, I think, and 6 losses. Poor. Yeah. Last questions, I think. Is Chadwick, this is from FPL Goodman, is Chadwick still a good option with many attractive options in midfield? I still think he is, because he's playing for Man United on the wing. I know he hasn't been returning, and I think he's not known for a massive amount of returns, but he will be worth more than, if he plays every game, he's going to be worth more than 5 million, 100%. And I don't think in this game you can base too much on results. I mean, you look at Van Nistelrooy gets a hat-trick and then he just does nothing home to Ipswich, and you know, Viduka's ridiculous amount of shots, then he doesn't score, then he scores like 3 against Charlton. It's all over the place. So often holding these options is better than just chopping and changing based on last week's results for me on scores.
Yeah, I agree. Chadwick at 5 million is a no-brainer. He's in my squad, and you just got to start him because he plays on the wing for Man U. Brilliant.
I agree, I think, yeah. I mean, Giggs... Yeah, Giggs is 9.5 million on the other side. I know he's doing better and he is a better player, but even he's been a bit of a letdown, I think, overall. Man United should be doing so much more. Surely they'll kick into gear. It happened last season, to be fair. Man United came back and then won the league fairly comfortably by the end, I think. 2.0 says nearly mid-season now. Top 3 players who you would like to reprice because their performance isn't matching their values, and what should they be priced at now?
I did see this earlier. I thought it was a very good question. The keepers, some of the keepers, I think should be lower and higher. So people in the 4.5 region, because they're the save points and bonus and stuff like Jastelainen and Sullivan, should be 5. And then the keepers of the good teams, don't think at 6 million they're not really attractive at all. So I think you could lower them to 5.5.
Yeah, no, I'll echo that. The goalkeepers were just. It was short notice, really. We were trying to come up with a system of how we could price the goal, a system for the point scoring, because obviously it's not perfect with the shots on target not always being a save for the keeper. There's no real way to gauge it. Save points were quite lucrative, and ultimately we just kind of decided, or I suppose I did to an extent. We all put the prices in, but at the end of the day, I had the final say. So I take it on the chin that really we should have looked at more than just clean sheets. We've basically gone along clean sheet potential for most teams, like in general, and really it just needs a total rework. Either that be the prices change around so that the cheaper ones are more expensive and the more expensive ones are cheaper, and they're all roughly around 5.5, or we change the system in some way, like we get rid of save points or something to make it a bit different. It's very tough because Man United, we've said it, they can get 30 clean sheets for Bartes and suddenly he's just ridiculous value, and then this season it's just not happened.
I don't think you get rid of save points at all. I really like the system, how it works, and that's the good side of it. But I just think you could price keepers closer to make them more attractive. So the top keepers at 5.5, it gives people a decision to make. At 6, you leave them alone and go for the 4.5.
Yeah, you're probably right. Probably if we had all keepers in the range of sort of 5.5 is the max or 5 is the max or something like that, and just had them all around there, because you lose out by picking a keeper from one of those top teams, because then you obviously deny yourself getting 3 of their attacking or defenders passive anyway. So you could argue that even if the keepers are too cheap, like Bartes is 5 million, you say is too cheap, and he keeps 30 clean sheets, then you've missed out on too many defenders who probably did even better. So
yeah. Can I mention another one as well, though, that I think you got wrong?
Yeah, of course.
And I thought this at the start of the season. Emerson Tome should be 5 million.
Yes, he probably should be. I've left a few little snippets in there because everyone was so expensive, like across the board, that did well season 1. It's so hard for people to let go of what happened in season 1. Like, what I mean? They think that
Hridison.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got to price a little bit on their performance, but also on their potential. And therefore it makes it a hard balance. And if you didn't leave a few gems in, I feel people would have complained. But when you do that in hindsight, then it just means that everyone owns them. So it's probably not the best idea. Having said that, people like Lawson, etc., who isn't owned as much as Tome, is doing almost as well and has also got more attacking threat than him. So there are other ways to look. It's just people who prefer to just play safe, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. I think Bramble got a price rise because of his 75-yard goal that everyone wants.
Yeah, Richard Wright should be 4 million, Peter Carr. Yeah, sorry about that one. So you can run as many sims as you want, but when the one we're in decides to just completely fuck him off, there's not much we can do about it.
Well, the best keeper in the game? No, you can't have that at 4 million. No.
No. Ridiculous. The forwards are all expensive. Maybe they could be brought down a little bit more, but again, we went off season 1 where the forwards were just so good compared to everyone else, and we didn't want everyone just having 3 power forwards every single week because it's just too easy.
Yeah, I think you could have gone Rude, another 0.5 on Rude as well, perhaps.
Yeah, probably. People saying Henri should be... David Unsworth should be 14.5 million, says Panda, who's just joined the chat as well, interestingly.
Why not? I mean, we should have like Jeff Pitcher as 15 million, stuff like that. just a bit of fun.
And Andrew Sherritt says, will Henri ever come good? He came good this week, goal and assist. I think he will come good. The double is his time to shine.
We've been saying this for 50 game weeks, but yeah, now is Henri's time.
He will come good, I'm so sure.
He's one of the best strikers in the game and the world at this time.
I'm a great believer in attributes in this game, and he's got ridiculous attributes, so you will never hear me say that he will not come good until we're 10 seasons in and he's still got 30 goals total or something. Yeah.
Just bring back Vieira, then you'd see him, how good he is.
Yeah, that's a good point. Right, I think that's it. We've gone on long enough. Someone's saying it's nearly midnight. It's 11:15, you cheeky bastard.
11:15 already? Wow. Okay. Yeah. Nice, run that sim.
Yeah, let's get it done. You've all had your chance to ask questions. We're not going to keep you any longer. Hakuna Matata, says Connexton. Fair enough.
Yeah, have a great week, guys. See you Thursday for more fun.
Yeah.
Get ready for the Arca 3 attacking returns.
Love that.
And follow Dave at the Dad course as well.
Hey? Oh, yeah, simple goals thing. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
I just
owe it to him.
Yeah.
You do indeed. I've got it on the screen right now, coincidentally. Is that why you said it?
Yeah, that's why I saw it. Yeah.
All right. I'm slow on the uptake today. It's late. Right, peace, everyone. Good luck for the game week.
Let's get Dave back as well on one of these streams. He can replace me for a week.
He can replace me if he wants as well.
No, you got to stay. You're glued to that seat.
What a wonderful phrase. It is a wonderful phrase. I'm assuming he means Hakuna Matata, not just our general rabbiting. Cheers, chaps. Cheers, Peter. Cheers, Dick. We love it. Appreciate it.
Nice one.
Who is on comms this week, actually, before we go? It's not me.